Cheeky one, square, and smashed in!
Hello and welcome to Cherries Red Army, to both Bournemouth and Chelsea fans. It's your match preview for this Saturday at Dean Court. And Aaron, it's a fight for mid-table.
It is indeed. Who's gonna get that mid-table crown? Who's going to be coronated in that mid-table position? Level with Chelsea after last night, and what an incentive to go above them if we can beat them on Saturday.
If you're new around here, please do subscribe to the channel. Also hit the like button, help us get to at least 50 likes and beyond, and also get your preview thoughts in the comments below. We might as well, Aaron, take a very, very quick start and look at the league table. You will see that Fulham are 10th, Crystal Palace 11th, and then you've got Chelsea 12th and Bournemouth after back-to-back wins on 13th. Look at those ticks on the right-hand side. We'll go into more detail about that, but 39 points, not mathematically there yet, but pretty much we are safe.
Yeah, we're there. I think we probably would have been there on 36, but 39 rubber stamps it. I think 5 games ago, we were all kind of looking at who's got who to play and what's going to happen, all the permutations. But you say 4 wins in 5 games is blown out of the water, and we could sit back, put our feet up, watch Leicester and Everton kick lumps out of each other on Monday night in a must-win game, which they both didn't win, and fully enjoy the last 4 games in a relaxed mood. Obviously, we want to go out on a high. We want to win as many games as we can. We got a potential. Well, getting to 40 is a nice psychological barrier. We got a potential of getting our highest ever points tally in the Premier League. And obviously, I think, the higher up you finish the table, you get an extra £3 million or something for every position, which is always very useful. So certainly we've got a lovely beach in Bournemouth, but hopefully we're not on it yet.
Not yet, a few more weeks. And as you said, there is an opportunity to go past that 40-point marker. Now, I can recall when we took on Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, we returned from that World Cup. We weren't very good that day, Aaron. We have to tell it how it is. We did sort of let Chelsea have the dominance in that first half. We actually played Mason Mount into a bit of form, actually. I think that's the last time that Mason Mount's contributed anything for Chelsea within a goal or an assist. But it was Graham Potter's team at the time. They were struggling for wins. They didn't win many after that, but they did take the 3 points in London. It was 2-0 to Chelsea. We were better in the second half, but they sort of didn't even get out of second gear and just let us have the ball. But not a great day, not a great start to come back after the World Cup.
No, it was obviously that we were all looking forward to getting back to domestic football. It was a good away day. We got fond memories at Chelsea. It was a night game, as far as I remember. And it was great to be back. But Chelsea weren't in a great run of form and haven't really been since. But yeah, we didn't massively compete until the second half was a bit of an improvement. But as you say, the game was kind of gone by then. It was the start of a poor run, but I think both clubs are in very different mindsets now, I think it's fair to say.
But yes, Aaron, Chelsea did decide to switch it up. They did sack Graham Potter. Bit of a surprise, really, because he is thought of highly in the football industry. A lot of clubs would like Graham Potter at their club, but it's just levels, isn't it? When you go from somewhere like potentially Brighton to Chelsea, all that money spent didn't really still fill the positions they needed to. Frank Lampard's come in, but they've had a bit of a struggling season, is probably an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, was I surprised that Graham Potter lost his job? No. Do I think he should have lost his job? No. I just think, as you say, he's very highly rated. He did a great job at Brighton. Chelsea's a bit of a poison chalice, but I think you've just got to stick with him. The problem is the fans didn't take to him. But once the fans turn on the manager openly, I think, it got quite toxic there. The board kind of pushed into making a decision that they potentially didn't want to make. I think they saw it as a bit of a long-term project. They got rid of Tuchel. I didn't think that was the right decision, if I'm being perfectly honest. He won them, the Champions League. I would have given, if I was in charge, I would give Graham Potter some time. Look where they are now. They're an absolute shambles, an absolute mess. You said we'll come on to Frank Lampard's record, but they're treading water. Pochettino is apparently coming in. I'm sure will be a reasonably good fit. Although he didn't win anything with Spurs, he'll get them playing good football and certainly higher up the table. But no, I would have stuck with Graham Potter. I feel sorry for him. Potter's a manager who I really admire. As the Gary O'Neill situation's been put to bed certainly for now, but Graham Potter's someone I think further down the line, if he was available, I'd love to have him as at our club. I think it's a similar project to what Brighton achieved. So yeah, but what a shambles, what a mess Chelsea got themselves into, tied themselves up in knots. They've now got a legend in charge of their club who, let's say, hasn't really done well, and he was sacked a couple of years ago from the very same role. So yeah, it's an absolute mess.
Yeah, so Chelsea's form, they haven't won in 7 games, 2 draws, 5 losses, don't score many goals. They lost to Arsenal in midweek 3-1. They helped Arsenal get back on track a little bit. They looked all over the place defensively. They look like they're there to be had. Frank Lampard's last visit to Dean Court was not a great one either, when Everton lost 3-0 before that World Cup break. Yeah, an opportunity for Bournemouth this weekend, but Chelsea, they are struggling for anything right now.
It's a great time to play them with not a huge amount resting on the game. But it's a funny situation because we're actually finding ourselves, everyone for once is probably thinking Bournemouth are favourites. And if we beat Chelsea, probably won't get much recognition because of the mess Chelsea are in, which should be a shame. But it is a funny one. I watched the Arsenal game on Tuesday night. And I mean, Arsenal, obviously, as we know, despite the fact that they probably won't win the league now, are still a very, very good team. But Chelsea were literally all over the place. They were arguing with each other. They were, blaming each other. There looked to be no cohesion, no team spirit. It looked devoid of confidence. People like Kante, who are great players, just giving the ball away, and the defence all moaning with each other and nothing up top. And it's weird because, clearly on paper, they've got a fantastic team, a fantastic squad, world-class players. You look at the lineup, and the lineups before Saturday's game will probably be like, look at the talent they've got, but they're just not playing as a team. And Frank Lampard, as you said, hasn't got a tune out of them. They haven't won a game since he's come back. I mean, Frank Lampard's managerial record, his last 20 games at Everton and Chelsea, 1 win in 20 games, 2 draws, 17 defeats, so 5 points out of 60. So I'm not sure where he goes from here, but that's obviously not for us to say. Real mess, but good time to play them. But I think their fans just want to get to the end of the season, get a decent manager and start again, because this season can't end soon enough for them.
This was their lineup then against Arsenal. I mean, Kai Havertz is their top goal scorer with 7. Amazingly, their assist makers, Silva, Fernandes, Mason Mount on 2. That shows you where a lot of their problems are. Raheem Sterling's in this side. Aubameyang is in this side. These are players that were on the bench or couldn't even get close to the first team. Obviously, maybe Frank Lampard's trying to switch it up because they can't score and they can't win football matches, but it clearly didn't work what they tried last night. When you look at that team, what are you thinking about? Do you think there'll be any changes from that side from last night?
Well, I'm thinking that Sterling will seem to score against us, so I'm hoping he doesn't play. He was dreadful last night. Aubameyang, I think, got 7 or 8 touches in the whole first half, and he was hauled off at half time. Yeah, Lampard's obviously switching it up. They changed formation, they changed personnel. He doesn't know what his best team is. He doesn't really know what he's doing, and I don't think the players on the pitch know what they're doing. That's a great midfield. Fernandes, Kante and Kovacic. Madueke actually was one player who looked quite, he obviously scored the goal. He looked quite dangerous. He was probably the only player that I thought looked decent last night. I'm sure it'll be quite a few changes for our game. Like the likes of Havertz came on. I'm sure they'll start. Obviously Mount's injured. I think James is injured. So I would not like to predict their team against us on Saturday. I'm pretty sure there'll be some changes. I'm sure Aubameyang will come out because he was utterly useless.
Yeah, and I also think the goalkeeper's a little bit weak at times as well. And if you apply pressure on Kepa, I think we can have some success. It's a goalkeeper that's had some good moments. He's had some bad moments. He's refused to come off the pitch at times for Chelsea in cup finals. It is a goalkeeper that I think you can really hurt if we can put the balls in the right area and test him right.
Yeah, we've got to test them. But as I said, they're a team devoid of confidence all over the pitch. I think, we're full of confidence. We've actually got no pressure on us really now. Hopefully we can go out and express ourselves. Still got to be wary because they've still got players who are, individual, although they're not playing well as a team. Individually, they can pull out some magic from nothing. So some of their players alone cost more than our entire squad put together. So look, it's going to turn for them at some stage. It kind of doesn't really affect this season. They're going to finish mid-table regardless. Their bad run has to come to an end. Hopefully, it just doesn't come to an end on Saturday against us.
What's going on, people? Charlie here from Chelsea Fan TV to give my thoughts ahead of Bournemouth versus Chelsea this weekend. In terms of our season so far, I think it's safe to say it's been an absolute disaster from start to where we are right now. Still on 39 points, haven't reached the 40-point mark yet. We've lost 6 games in a row, all 6 under Frank Lampard. It's just been an absolute disaster. We're sitting in 12th place in the Premier League, so everything that could possibly go wrong has gone wrong. No fight, no passion, no desire from any of the players, no leadership. We just look clueless, no ideas. So it's gonna be a really difficult afternoon down at the Vitality Stadium, a place where we actually don't do so well. I think we got hammered there 4-0 under Maurizio Sarri a few years back. We have lost a number of games away at Bournemouth, so it is a bogey ground for us, and it's going to be a really, really tough trip. But in terms of the season, as I said, we started with Tuchel, went to Potter, then we had Bruno in charge for one game, and then we've ended the season with Frank Lampard, which I don't think any Chelsea fans would have said that at all at the start of the season. But such is life at Chelsea that you can't rule anything out at all. Hopefully, the sooner Mauricio Pochettino gets named as the new manager, the better. He can just be in the stands watching things and then take over from the end of the season. But yeah, it's been a massive, massive disappointment. It's made watching games and following the club up and down the country really, really tough. And it has made you question your support at times and why you keep turning up when you know that every single week you're just going to lose. But in terms of, players to look out for, Jesus, I'd say none of them, because they've all been absolutely shocking. But I guess you'd have to say at the back, Thiago Silva and Wesley Fofana have been fantastic for us this season. Going further forward, there's not really anyone. I think the Arsenal game last night was, as I said, it was a new low, but I think Madueke was a positive, so maybe he'd be one to look out for. Him and Mudryk have got to start games for the remainder of the season now. They simply have to. So I'd probably say, apart from maybe Silva and Fofana, Mudryk and Madueke would be maybe 2 players to watch out for, young, pacey, direct wingers, and kind of unpredictable and look to make something happen. But other than that, we haven't really got any threats anywhere on the pitch, which is why we are where we're at. We don't score any goals. We're a soft touch. We're easy to play against. And 1 goal is normally enough for most teams to finish us off. So that's kind of where we're at from a Chelsea perspective. In terms of Bournemouth, it's mad. No disrespect to Bournemouth, but the fact that Chelsea are on the same amount of points, we're both on 39 points heading into this game, which goes to show how bad a season we've had and how good a season Bournemouth have had. I like Bournemouth, I think they've done very well. I think Gary O'Neill's done a superb job down there so far, coming in after that 9-0 loss at Anfield. Picked up some great results in recent weeks. Beating Spurs away, that was a big win against Leeds as well. So yeah, Bournemouth going to be safe for another season. I think there's some exciting players there. I do like Jefferson Lerma. I like Billing as well. Obviously, Solanke being an ex-Chelsea lad, nice to see him doing reasonably well also. So it's going to be a tough afternoon for us there. We're going to lose. I already know we're going to lose. So I'm probably going to say I'll go for a 2-0 Bournemouth win on that one. But yeah, guys, hope you enjoy my thoughts on the game. And best of luck. Let's see how it goes.
And for us, the Cherries, what a return of points we've had through April. It's really recovered that situation from December, January, parts of February, where we picked up 5 points from 30. And it's the biggest reason we are going to be staying in the Premier League next season. 7th season in the Premier League out of 9, which is completely, utterly madness, Aaron. But we are there. We are going to be there, hopefully, very soon, mathematically. Last weekend, it was another fixture on a Sunday. It took us 20 minutes to get going. I don't think we've yet really had a 90-minute performance. But once we got going, Jefferson Lerma, clinical, 2 great goals from him. Dom Solanke deserved his goal, worked really, really hard. Semenyo also got his first goal for Bournemouth. Meslier had a day to forget. Leeds are all over the show, getting these teams at really good times. But we got the job done. You've got to beat the team in front of you. 4-1 to Bournemouth. And we put right that wrong at Ellen Road earlier on in the season.
Yeah, look, we put right that wrong. We put right the 1990 when they sent us down, and that horrible weekend. I was there as a 12-year-old, petrified, and so it's a lot of symmetry there. A May bank holiday, a lot of joy, and do I feel sorry for Leeds? No, I don't feel sorry for Leeds. I can never really feel sorry for them. They were a shambles. Again, similar to Chelsea, players not really look like they're playing for the manager. All over the shop. Again, some decent individuals really within their team, and as you say, they started brightly. I think they had to win the game. It wasn't a must-win for us, but I think that first goal completely settled it down, knocked the stuffing out of them. We got a quick one straight away, two brilliant goals from Lerma. We switched off a bit for Bamford's goal, but then we were pretty much in control for the rest of the game, and could have scored more really. It was very comfortable. It was great to see. It was a long time coming. We've had some great away performances, which we've all been at. Home games haven't been as great, a bit stale on some occasions, but the atmosphere was rocking on Sunday, and it was just a really good feel-good factor, which, as I said, rubber stamped our survival if we hadn't had it already. So brilliant, and knocking Leeds back in the process was doubly great.
Some work being done by the club as well to try and improve the atmosphere before the game, during the game. I think it is getting there. I don't think it's completely perfect yet, but they're trying. I know that Jim's really trying really hard. You can't knock the effort he's putting in. And on the pitch, there were some other really good performances that we can make a note of. I thought Dongo Utara again added another assist. This was a player I did want to see come into this side, especially if Tavernier was out. The big question mark for me, Aaron, was how you get Dongo in this team after a good performance playing a back three for 75 minutes at Southampton, and how you fit Dongo in, because I think he does suit a formation starting with a back four. But it worked. Smith was more tucked in and sort of playing alongside the centre-backs. Vina was a bit higher up, but then Vina did drop in at times. And a bit like Southampton, we sort of went into different formations at different times. At one moment, we were a back three, back four. But it worked. It did work. It worked for 75 minutes at Southampton. It worked for 70 minutes after 20 minutes on Sunday against Leeds. And we're getting results. And you can't knock that.
No, absolutely not. No, I think you're right. I think we all expect it to be a back four. With Vida as an orthodox left back, and obviously Smudge coming back into the team, and Lloyd Kelly shifting over to centre back. I think first and foremost, I think Lloyd Kelly's performances in the last two games have been outstanding, absolutely outstanding. And I think it's kind of put to bed the whole issue for me, anyway. In my opinion, he can do a job at left back. He's perfectly capable, certainly defensively. But I think he wants to play at centre back. He's most comfortable at centre back. I think he's most comfortable on a left of a back three, but he showed on Sunday that he can get back into that left centre back role. And I think you're right. I think it was often a three, actually. As you say, Adam Smith tucked in, and Vina was bombing forward from the left, and Dango kind of helped out sometimes as a right wing back defensively. So it was fluid, and that was flexible. And I think that was probably suited Vina, and it suited Dongo as well, as you say, enabled him to get forward a lot, but also his work helping on the left-hand side, Adam Smith double up as well sometimes. So, great performances from them. Again, standout performances for me, Rothwell and Christie in the midfield. Obviously, Jeff got his 2 goals, was great as well. But those two have been the catalyst for me, Rothwell and Christie, the energy, the commitment, the relentless energy that they both got. Just, like a Duracell bunny running around the pitch. And you need that in your midfield. And that was absolutely outstanding. And Dom, as you say, brilliant to get his goal, a constant threat up front, doing a lot of assist work. So, a good day all round, I think, and it shows we can be fluid in different formations as well.
Ryan Christie has worked so hard, literally, to get back in this team. It's been his efforts more than anything else, and his team play that's got him in this side. He just now needs to find some numbers, especially next season. We need goals and assists for him. We don't know yet, obviously, what the squad will look like next season. But you've got to take your hat off to Ryan Christie. Just needs to add those numbers, and he'll be right up there as like player of the season in those types of brackets potentially.
The only thing I'd say about that is that if Ryan Christie added numbers like goals and assists to his game, he probably wouldn't be with us much longer because every other part of his game. So because he would be the complete midfielder and forward, whatever it is. So yeah, but obviously we clearly want him to add goals and assists to his game for sure. Yeah.
So this was the lineup on Sunday then. So what changes do you think we will see? I think Tavernier is probably going to be out for the season. We're not on the beach yet. We want to get as many points as possible. We have played 2 games in short period of time, although they've got the week now to train. I think Gary O'Neill said they might have had a couple of days off. But is there an opportunity to make some changes here? What's your thinking on the lineup potentially for Chelsea?
I don't think there'll be any changes personally. I think Tav, for all intents and purposes, is out for the season, certainly for this game anyway. But I don't expect we'll see him again now that we don't need to, and give his hamstrings a rest. So I honestly don't think we would change it. I mean, obviously, look, the debate. Chris Mepham might be fit again because I don't think he was a very minor knock. Jack Stevens is obviously available. Zabani, do we want to bed him in a bit for next season? So potentially there, whether Lloyd Kelly will keep his place, whether Senesi, who I thought was outstanding, whether he comes out and puts a right footer on that side, gives Zabani some game time. The only other potential debate is whether Traore is back fit again. Do we want to try and get him some minutes? Again, the only real position for him would potentially be Billings' position, maybe, or maybe one of the wide men. I don't know, but no, I unless there's any more injuries, I'm pretty sure this will be the starting lineup. I don't see a need to change it given the personnel. As I said, hopefully Traore will be fit and on the bench and can come on. And I'd like to see more Zabani before the end of the season. But other than that, I can't really see any changes. I don't think he'll give fringe players like the likes of Jack Stacey, David Brooks, obviously with his situation. I don't think we're quite at the stage where he's just going to play them to because as I said, we want to get as many points as possible. Maybe the last game or two of the season potentially, but I think at this stage I expect us to be unchanged.
And there's also potentially options like Lewis Cook. But as I come into that position, just to get your thoughts on Jefferson Lerma again, great performance. He's returned what we've seen before previously in previous seasons. I think he's been immense. I did make the comparison that is it because of Joe Rothwell has helped Jeff Lerma and Jeff Lerma's helped Joe Rothwell. They have a good combination there. Do you think Jeff Lerma will be a Bournemouth player next season?
I don't think he will. No, I'd love to think he would. I think we all want him to. I don't think for Jeff it's about not loving the club, not wanting to stay. I think I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's a case of his mind's made up, his family, his mind's made up. He wants to move back to Spain. I think that's what I'm hearing. He loves the club. He was kissing the badge and punching the badge on Sunday, and he knows he's a firm favourite here, and one more year, etc. But maybe we'll get one more year out of him. Maybe the club can convince him, or maybe he can convince his family or his wife, or that one more year in the grand scheme of it won't alter things too much in their plans. But no, I would be surprised. I think he's going to head back to Spain, and with our best wishes. As I said, I can't hold anything against him. He stuck around when others left. He stayed for 2 seasons in the Championship, again when others left, and is an absolute legend here. But if the time is right, the time is right, and hopefully we can. If that is the case, we can spend to replace him because we have the ability to do that.
No doubt, the players and the club are trying to convince Jeff to stay, and he knows as fans that we absolutely adore him. We'd love him to stay. 28 in his prime. So we'll have to see and watch this space on Jefferson Lerma, but it's great to see him in form, playing well, scoring goals. And before we go into those score predictions, Aaron, I'm looking at Bournemouth and how we're playing at the moment. We are playing well for large spells. As I said, I'm still waiting for maybe a 90-minute performance. That would be nice, but we're getting the points. We're getting goals. Chelsea aren't scoring goals. They're conceding goals. But we haven't really scored in the first 20 minutes for a long time. I don't know if you can remember the last time we scored inside 20 minutes. You're probably not going to want to remember because it wasn't a great day in the end. It was on the road. We had a flying start out the blocks.
Arsenal, of course, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We were flying out the blocks. Second fastest goal in the Premier League was the last time we scored inside the first 20 minutes. But once we get going, we are creating chances now, Aaron. We are positive. We just need to make sure that we do put our foot in the fixture as much as possible. I don't think we should be afraid of Chelsea. We know the money they've spent. We know the history they've got. But this side is not the side that's really creating much fear in the Premier League this season.
No, I don't think so. We shouldn't be fearful anyway, because as I said, we've got the points that we need. So it's enough. It's nothing to lose match. We should go at them. We know their confidence is low. I think first goal will be crucial. We don't want to give Chelsea any kind of heads up, foot up, whatever it is. So, look, be wary of them. Of course, as you say, be wary of them, because they have still got players who can hurt you. So, you can't be complacent about it. They haven't won for goodness knows how long, but doesn't mean that they haven't got that in them to win it. So, let's go at them. Ultimately, if we win the game, I don't mind when we score, what minute we score in. But I think, it hasn't always worked out, because obviously we have lost leads this season. But when we score first, I think then that enables us to bit more control of the game and not having to break teams down, which we struggle a little bit with. But look, Chelsea aren't going to come and sit back with us, because as I said, a draw is no good to them. It's neither here nor there. So I'm sure they'll attack and hopefully leave a bit of space for us to counter if we need to. And it's about being clinical on the day.
And we do have a great record against Chelsea, especially at home. And we've had some good results away from home against them as well. But especially at home, we've had some really good results. And it's not a ground that they do very well at, Dean Court, as a Chelsea fan. So they're probably not going to come in confidence anyway, knowing they've had some bad days here. So we should go into this game, as you say, really confident. And some of the previous matches we've had, the 4-0 and David Brooks, I think, scoring goals. And I just remember us really doing well against Chelsea at home and away from home. But there's been some great atmospheres in the past at Dean Court on these fixtures.
Yeah, it'd be weird to go a whole Premier League season without beating Chelsea. So obviously we didn't beat them away from home, so we are due one against them. But yeah, look, I think if their players are not up for it, as they haven't been, then hopefully we can roll them over. Their players literally just don't seem to be having any will to put any kind of effort in really at the moment. As I said, the feeling there is really, really toxic. So an early goal would be great and take the game to them, and hopefully it could be a torrid afternoon for them.
I think the last time that we played them in February 2020, it was 2-2 at Dean Court. So think about that for your score prediction, Aaron, because I'm going to ask for it in just a moment. Please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, get your score predictions in the comments. We'll have more content on this channel over the weekend. We'll get a match day vlog out for you on Sunday. I always think the fixtures are on Sunday now, because we keep playing every Sunday at home, but it's Saturday this weekend. So the match day vlog will be out on Sunday, and I'll try and get a match reaction out on Saturday evening after the game. I also do want to put a mention out there for our monthly members and anyone who's donated to the channel. And thank you to our new members, Ollie Harrison and Gemma Burney, who have joined the monthly membership. Thank you very much. You can become a member at buymeacoffee.com/Cherries Red Army, link in the description below. Thank you very much. Aaron, right, it's the big moment. We could go past 40 points with a positive result. What's your score prediction? It's Bournemouth versus Chelsea this Saturday.
Yeah, I think we'll go through it. I think we have to bet on us, and in the situation we're in, the situation they're in. I don't think it's going to be easy by any stretch. If people think we're going to roll over Chelsea, whatever form they're in, it's not going to be easy. They've got players who can hurt you. I think we will concede a goal, but I think we will have just too much for them, and the feel-good factor will continue, and we will win 2-1.
Yeah, I do want to go down that similar theme. I do feel like I want to put a Bournemouth win in there. I think the atmosphere should be and can be very good on Saturday. I am conscious, Aaron, that we haven't drawn for ages. I mean, we just don't do draws anymore. And I've been predicting draws for a couple of weeks now, apart from, I think, maybe Southampton, where I thought we would win that. And I think I went for a draw with West Ham. I went for a draw against Leeds. So inconsistent results there. So I'm not sure if it's working or not. But I would not be surprised if it is a score draw at Dean Court, but I'm going to go with you, I think. I'm going to go Bournemouth 2, Chelsea 1. They're in the mud, and we need to add a little bit more, and it'll be great to go past 40 points and just finish the season lovely. And you're going to be there on Saturday. And the atmosphere, there's no reason why the atmosphere can't be bouncing, and we should just have a really good time. Look, don't take our foot off the gas, but it should be a great atmosphere and a great moment. perform well, have some fun, meet some friends, have a beer. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a kind of party atmosphere. Obviously, you know, the penultimate home games, we got that final kind of party atmosphere and celebratory thank yous, etc., for the Man United game. But yeah, no, it'll be definitely a fun occasion. I think, you know, hopefully some ribbing of the Chelsea fans. As you say, a relaxed meet-up, knowing that we're safe. Just enjoy a good game of football, hopefully, regardless of the result. Hopefully, you know, we play well, we put in a good performance, and just enjoy ourselves and relax as the season draws to an end.
Aaron, it's been great to have you on this match preview. I'll see you on Saturday.
Yes, you will indeed. Thank you very much for having me, and looking forward to seeing everybody who is there.
Thank you to you, the fans, whether you're a Bournemouth fan or a Chelsea fan. Thank you for checking out this video. Please do share it. Please do add your comments below and your score predictions. It's Bournemouth, Chelsea this Saturday in the Premier League. Both teams are fighting for mid-table now, and we'll see you on the next video. Up the Cherries.
Up the Cherries.